Jaycee Carroll is the Aggies' career scoring leader with 2,522 points in his 4 years, all of them as a starter, as the Aggies went 94-40 in all games and 45-21 in league games in his career. He scored in double figures 121 times and was number 2 in the NCAA career history, hitting almost 47% of his three-pointers. He played professionally for 13 seasons in Europe, mostly with Real Madrid.
When I first found out that I was going to be inducted, I was excited. What a great honor. As you start playing basketball and sports as a kid, you always dream about being in the Hall of Fame, have your name in the rafters, this kind of thing. And to get that call, it's a great honor to be able to be a part of this great history that Utah State has. Getting towards the end of my senior season, and in high school, and I didn't have a scholarship offer, honestly. And so for spring break, my family, we took a drive and visited universities. We stopped at in Pocatello. We knocked on their door and said, "Look, I'm Jaycee Carroll. I want to play basketball." And I went down and played pickup with their guys. Played well. Our next stop was Utah State. They said, "Sure, you can hop in and play with them." And I do remember that pickup game. Spencer Nelson came down the stairs, just loud and boisterous, and as he always is. And it was college. We were in the Spectrum, and it was a bit intimidating. But I remember the very first play. For whatever reason, I came off, shot a three-pointer, made it, and just had a good time playing the rest of the day. And then they later told me Brennan Ray went upstairs and talked to the coaches and said whatever he said, but it was along the lines of, "Hey, this guy's special. He's different. We should get him." So I left, and a day or two later, I got a call from Coach Ray. And Coach Ray goes, "Hey, JC, we have a scholarship. We've offered it to you and one other person. Whoever says yes first gets it." So I hung up the phone, talked to my family for a little bit, called back, said, "Hey, I would love to come." I saw Coach Ray years later, and I said, "Hey, who's the other guy?" He said, "There was no other guy. There was no one else." So a bunch of veteran recruiters there. I remember coming back, right from my mission in August 4th or something like that, and immediately going to work, saying, "Hey, I want to play back. I want to play. I don't want a red shirt. I want to get into it. I'm already 2 years older. This would be my junior year if I didn't go on a mission. So I want to play as if it's my junior year." And I remember coming up to the first preseason game, my parents are calling like, "Hey, do you think we should come up? Do you think you'll get a play? Think you'll get any minutes?" And in the back of my mind, I was kind of thinking, I might start. I think I'm going to start, but I didn't tell them that. I was like, you should probably come up. I think I'll get some playing time. And sure enough, I started, had 29 points, my first preseason game, and just kind of kept going from there. The biggest thing that stands out my freshman year, though, is going to the Big West tournament. We went to the Big West tournament. We were playing. We lost the Pacific twice during the year. They were ranked nationally between 15 and 20 for most of the year. We hadn't beat them. We went in, and I had a nice tournament. It finished with the conference championship game against Pacific, and I scored 19 or 21 points in that game. I was the only freshman to ever be named Big West tournament MVP at that point. We made the NCAA tournament. And then the next step, I remember going to Arizona, playing at Boise against Arizona, and playing against Lute Olson, Salim Stoudemire, Channing Frye, Hassan Adams, just a amazing group. They should have went to the Final Four. Long story short, it was fun playing against such a legendary coach like Lute Olson. Get a chance to shake his hand afterwards, talk to him in the press room. And again, I think I had 19 points, is the most ever scored by a freshman for Utah State freshmen in the NCAA tournament. My sophomore year, I had high expectations. A lot of people did. I had a very nice freshman year, and I kind of was going into the next year playing the WAC, thinking I could do the same things. I had great seniors with Nate Harris and Cass Mateus. We had some good point guards that were running things pretty well. We had David Pack, Chris Huber was on that team, and so we had some solid players. And But without some of those facilitators from the first year, I wasn't as open as I was my freshman year. And I quickly learned that people knew I could shoot the three-pointer, and they were going to be right by me and take it away. We went to the WAC championship game in the WAC tournament. We played against a great Nevada team at Nevada. It was on their home floor. And we took them to overtime. They beat us. And I do remember, we got that large bid. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the first at-large bid in the history of the school, which was awesome. Then we went and played Washington. In San Diego, I got to play against Brandon Roy. And, again, I finished with like 21 points, had a nice little NCAA tournament. My junior year, I had a lot of confidence. I knew what Coach Morrow wanted from me. Now that I wasn't an underclassman, I got yelled at less in practice. I was in trouble fewer moments, and just really excited to play. We played against great basketball teams. We played New Mexico State here. They had a very good team, and in that game, I just started out early, attacking the basket, getting fouls called for me, making free throws. I finished with 44 points that game. One of my favorite all-time games that I played. In that game, I made 15 free throws on 15 attempts, 5 three-pointers on 7 attempts, and so 44. It was like 44 points on 16 shot attempts or something like that, which is really good basketball to watch and to be a part of. My senior year, I was approaching the all-time scoring record, right? And everybody just kind of thought it was going to happen. I had to score 300 points or something, like 400 points, and that's still 300 points away. I have to be healthy. I got to make baskets and all those kinds of things. So I worked real hard during the summer, got myself ready, and went in my senior and played with a lot of confidence. And then finally, I had a chance to break it the same night that Coach Morrow broke the all-time wins record, I think. And I scored 29 points, I think, and I was 2 points short of the record, which was fun because it gave Coach Morrow a night to just celebrate Coach Morrow. My mother wasn't at that game, and she actually called. She's like, "Oh, thanks, you waited for me to the game that I can come," is what she said. So then we went to the next night, and we and it took 5 or 6 minutes. Then finally I had the three-pointer that bounced off the rim 3 or 4 times and hit the backboard and finally went in, and I broke the record. And it was great and it was fun. Now it's an awesome memory. I think we're coming up on like 15 years since that time, and I can't believe it. Time has really passed by, but it was some awesome moments and memories of my basketball career at Utah State.